Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here, and this is my review of The Walking Dead Comics issue 176. This is part 2 of the new story arc for the Commonwealth, and overall I like this issue. It was pretty good. There wasn't too much that happened. There were some interesting reveals. I guess the Commonwealth is a legitimate place. I guess it is safe to say that the Commonwealth is real. It's legitimate. Because Michonne's daughter is alive and she has a normal job. These are normal people. It's not like the governor where, you know, he puts on this facade and pretends to be the leader of a good community, and then he's actually a psychopath. I'm sure the Commonwealth has some flaws. I'm sure the Commonwealth has some problems. I mean, it's got to be an interesting story, so there's got to be problems. There's got to be bad guys. There's probably some bad guys within the organization. There's got to be something to make the story interesting, because you can't have good guys without bad guys. There's got to be something that keeps the story interesting in these comics. But I do believe at this point the Commonwealth is legitimate, and that this is going to be a big change for the story, because what I think is going to happen is Rick's group and the Hilltop group, everyone, probably not the Saviors, but everyone else might actually move to the Commonwealth. And I still believe that Rick is going to be this governor lady's advisor. What'd she call herself? She was like a mayor or something. But she's the leader. I think Rick could end up being her advisor, just because Rick is so experienced with these kind of things, and it kind of takes the pressure off of Rick to no longer be the big leader, to no longer be in charge of everything, but someone that advises a new leader based off his experience, which, you know, he has a lot of experience. But in this issue, we do get to see Stephanie, and Stephanie kind of looks like Velma from Scooby-Doo. She kind of looks like a nerd, so I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, you know, she spent so much time talking to Eugene. I mean, who else could stand talking to him? Nah, that was mean. But so we know Stephanie's real, and we also see Michonne's daughter in this issue. So we know that Michonne's daughter is alive and had a normal job, and you know, this is a normal community of people, and everyone has jobs. And the soldiers that we saw last issue that were fighting the walkers, they came back, and the characters were being interviewed, Michonne, Eugene, everyone. There's some bald guy that was wondering what everyone's job was, and Michonne said she was a lawyer, so he brought her to Pamela. I think her name is Pamela Milton is the name of the leader, is the female leader's name, the new president or whatever. She seems interesting. She does not seem like a bad guy. She could be a good guy with some dark secrets, maybe some skeletons in her closet, but she's probably not going to be a bad guy. She could become one, but I do not believe that she will be like the governor. I do not believe that she will be the big bad. I think she will be a new main character. I think she will be a new major protagonist, and she will be an important character for a while. When she was talking to Michonne, she was talking about how she could, you know, everyone has a part, you know, everyone has a part to keep things functioning. You know, everyone's parts of a machine, and that Michonne is an engine, and that she herself is an engine, and the engines need to work in order to keep everything working. So she has some interesting idealism. She does seem like a presidential type of character. I think she's interesting. You know, like I said, I don't think she's going to be a bad guy. I think she could, you know, she could have some flaws. I mean, every character has to have some flaws. So she's definitely going to have some flaws, and we're going to see more of that in later issues, I believe. But yeah, she was talking about how, you know, this is the new beacon of hope, and you know, there's 50,000 people, and you know, this is basically the world coming back, and this is the world recovering from the walkers. So this is probably as good as it gets, to be honest. I mean, this is probably the best community on the planet. 50,000 people. If there's actually 50,000 people, then yeah, that's probably the safest, most populated part of the planet as far as alive people goes. I could be wrong, but I mean that's a shitload of people. What I'm wondering is if someone dies of a heart attack, or someone dies of old age, or someone like dies of cancer or something, they turn into a walker. They bite someone else, they die, they turn into a walker, I mean, if you have 50,000 people, sooner or later, people are going to die of natural causes or of a heart attack or something like that, and how do you keep that from spreading? Because that's a part of what caused the apocalypse in the first place. People dying, reanimating, biting other people, them dying, reanimating, and that just has a domino effect. And if you have 50,000 people, how do you prevent that domino effect from starting? So I'm interested in seeing that. Maybe when people go to sleep, they're required to be in locked rooms or something. I don't know. But I mean, people are going to want to sleep with their loved ones, like husband and wife. They're going to want to sleep in the same bed. So if one of them dies of a heart attack in their sleep, they're going to bite the other person. So I don't know how that's going to how that's going to work. And even younger people, like kids, they could have some sort of illness and die, because dying turns you into a walker no matter what. So I don't know how they would handle that. That's one thing I'm interested in seeing in later issues. As for Michonne's daughter, so we see Michonne's daughter, and she's working at a donut factory or a cake factory, and it's really weird. It looks like a legitimate like convenience store or something. Like I guess it's a bakery, but it looks like any kind of store. So I mean, these people, they've really gotten things back to the way they used to be. So they've got probably a big stretch of land and a big group of buildings where everyone lives, and this is basically the world coming back from the apocalypse and people living normal everyday lives and having jobs. So when Michonne sees her daughter again, she works at a bakery, and she's holding a cake, and she drops her cake, and two of them hug. So we know that they recognize each other. We know that they're both happy. Her daughter's happy. I was kind of worried that her daughter would be, like, I don't know, upset or something, but they're both happy. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, this has got to be legitimate at this point. If Michonne's daughter is alive and she's working at a bakery and these are normal people, then these are going to be good guys and not bad guys. There could be some bad guys, and I think that might be what sort of sets the stage for new storylines in later issues. But for right now, Michonne's with her daughter, and she's happy, and they're happy. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone dies. Like someone dies in the next couple of issues, because usually if there's like a happy moment in in the comics, the next issue a main character dies. So who knows? But right now things are going pretty well. I really like where the comics are going. I hope that pretty much everyone comes to the Commonwealth. I think that would be the logical decision, because Alexandria has been pretty destroyed anyway. Alexandria has been destroyed twice now at this point. First in All Out War, now in the Whisperer War. So maybe everyone should just go to the Commonwealth, and I think that could make Negan's story a little interesting, because he kind of has a fresh start with some people. There's these people over here that knew what he did, and then there's these people over here. And Negan's going to be honest. He's not going to lie about it. He's going to be like, look, I had, hundreds of people, and I controlled them by killing other people and making them get stuff for me, and if they didn't do it, I'd beat their head in with a bat, and I controlled assholes by fear, and then I was arrested or locked up in a jail for 2 years, and I changed as a person. I mean, Negan's going to be honest. So, but even then, Negan could tell them everything, and these people would still, I think they would still give him a chance. So that could be a really interesting storyline because this is kind of a fresh start for Negan. If everyone goes to the Commonwealth, and right now I would say everyone is going to go to the Commonwealth and live at the Commonwealth, except for the Saviors, except for the Sanctuary. The Saviors at the Sanctuary, they're probably just going to want to stay at the Sanctuary. They're too dangerous to be brought there anyway. So I think that's what's going to happen. And I do believe that Rick will eventually be Pamila's, I don't know how you say her name, Pamila's advisor, like his chief of staff, the guy that advises her on all the hard decisions. I think that's the direction that this story is going to go. And she seemed pretty hot, like, she definitely seemed fuckable, I'd say. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on the new issue. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I'm Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.